Damn, which one should I even pick?
Hello, sir. How may I help you?
You know, I'm looking for an operating system that gives me a sense of nostalgia and also serves me well.
Well then, look no further. We have the operating system built exactly for you. Windows Vista.
Are you sure this is a good operating system? I've only heard negative stuff. You know, like user account control, security updates, and always bottlenecking the CPU with tasks that it can't handle. And don't even get me started on drivers.
I understand your complaint. I hope you allow me to recommend a different operating system. Windows 7. There you go, now you're talking my language. Thank you for the recommendation. Now how much will that be? Oh, just a mere $100. Damn, I'm not paying for that shit. Excuse me. I definitely did not just rob that guy. Before this video starts, I wanted to clarify that I was originally going to daily drive Windows Vista, but I encountered so many problems, lack of drivers, errors, bugs, black screens, to the point where I couldn't even continue the video. So then I hit a roadblock. Then I realized that I haven't actually tried to daily drive Windows 7. But I want to make a video out of it showing that it's pretty easy to set up in the first place, and that you don't have to use stinky Windows 10. I also want to thank you guys for the support on my last video. I did not expect the blow up. I hope to make more videos soon, and I'm sorry if I can't take much suggestions because I am kind of limited on my hardware. But if you guys have any good ideas with this type of hardware of OSs that I can run, then let me know in the comments. Aside from all of that, let's get started. For this Windows 7 installation, instead of using a DVD, I decided to use Rufus. If you don't know what Rufus is, it's a software that lets you write an operating system into your USB. Specifically either for installing something or doing like a Windows to go. You could also do bootable Linux for Ubuntu, Kali, Mint. I don't know any of the distros, to be honest with you. I'm not very experienced with Linux, but regardless of that, installing Windows 7 was a breeze, especially using a USB than a DVD. Now I let my system cook for a little bit and just install, and now we're moving to the next procedure.
This is a certified hood classic.
I think the operating system that's giving me the least trouble trying to install is Windows 7, unlike other operating systems. It's crazy to think that the out-of-box experience for Windows 7 compared to Windows 11 is a big difference. For Windows 11, you are forced to log into a Microsoft account, you get asked a bunch of times for your location, and on top of that, even if you don't use a Microsoft account, everything still works. So there's no point in logging in the first place. By the way, if you want to skip the out-of-box experience on Windows 11, just press Shift F10 and just type this down. Thank me later. Anyways, I made it to the desktop and holy shit, that is ugly. Man, I forgot how weird Windows 7 looks without Aero. But that's why we have drivers. After that long and tedious process of installing drivers, my computer restarted, and then I was able to enable the most beautiful theme ever, Windows 7 Aero. Sometimes I think, how did we get to Windows 7 Aero to what we call today Windows 8 Metro? I think this is the worst leap we've done in themes in OSs. Something about Aero on Windows Vista stuck out to me, and they completely made it better on Windows 7, even though there's no difference. I don't know about you guys, but real OGs used to do this on Windows 7. Windows 7 also came with a bunch of other custom themes, and with these themes came also custom sound effects. And by far, somehow the United States theme has the most goofy sound effect ever. Anyways, I decided to install the rest of the drivers, and I even got USB 3.0. And now we're moving on to the fun part. To start installing games, we have to get a new browser. Thankfully, Firefox still supports Windows 7, 8, and 8.1, with its version being called Firefox 115 ESR. I also had to install some other necessities such as WinRAR, some NVIDIA drivers, and some crucial Windows updates as well. I also can't help but notice how fast my fans spin every time. I should probably replace the thermal paste. Now my next step was to install the latest version of Steam for Windows 7, and that worked pretty fine. My next objective was to log in and find a game to play. Now I want you guys to guess, which game will I play? If you guess Call of Duty World at War, then you're— Holy shit, it's Bagel! Something has to be wrong with this laptop internally, because every time I play any type of audio that's loud on this laptop, it sounds like it's crumbling. It's so bad to the point that when I try to finish this level, it broke my audio driver.
What the hell happened?
My audio's gone.
I think this will be my first time ever saying this about Peggle, but that was unpleasant. Now, if you were one of those people who did say Call of Duty World at War, I'd like to say that you were still right. I'm just installing some drivers just in case so my game runs more smooth. But while we wait for Call of Duty World at War to finish installing, let's play some classic Windows games. Now, I tried to search up Minesweeper on my computer, but I didn't see it for some reason, even though Windows 7 has these pre-installed for you. So what I did to solve it was I went online and I downloaded a version for Windows 10 and 11, and I used the installer for this operating system, and somehow it still worked. Now I can try hard on Minesweeper. A lot of people like to argue that Minesweeper is a pretty difficult game, but it only took me a week to figure out how it works. It's all just numbers, chance, and how you decide to play it out. If I were you, I would try to learn how to play Minesweeper. You will be addicted to it. But regardless of that, I finished the level, and now we're moving on to ProPlace.
Where's the lamb sauce?
I remember all the times I used to play ProPlace on my old Windows 7 laptop. I would have no idea how to play these games sometimes, man. Especially with the ones where you have to guess the features on the person's face. This game was probably the most confusing I've ever played in my life. Alongside this game were two others. One where you had to bake a cake, and the other one where you had to uncover cards. Me personally, when I was a lot younger, I actually had more fun playing the cake game than the others. I also didn't know how to play Minesweeper at the time, so I would just click the screen until I blow up, which is exactly how to not play Minesweeper. To finish it all off, I finished the card game and I got that sweet victory. Now it's time for Call of Duty. As I loaded up Call of Duty World at War, I decided to play zombies. I picked Nocturne Toten because it's one of the first ever maps created, and one of my favorites to this day. I remember all the times I used to play this map on my PlayStation 3, trying to go up the rounds and making sure not to die. It makes me think about how much better old gaming was back then. Now the game doesn't obviously look the best, there's still a little bit of screen tearing, but other than that, it runs really well. As time passed, I cruised through the first round and I got the Kar 98K. By the way, this gun is perfect for headshots. After that, I decided to open this door and get a new gun in the mystery box, but then this happened.
Oh great, my audio's gone now.
I genuinely have no idea what's wrong with this computer sometimes, man. I think the problem is that there's a metallic object inside the computer that keeps vibrating every time audio plays. But alas, I looked away from my monitor for 1 second and I got hit. That's all for the zombies game mode. I guess it's time we wrap it up. It all comes down to this one question. Should you daily drive Windows 7? My answer is no. Now you probably ask me, why? It's because I don't think it's truly worth it going through all the trouble to install drivers, install updates, just to daily drive Windows 7. Now it is simple to daily drive it and to set it up, but it all depends on your OEM. Your OEM being your original equipment manufacturer. This meaning the company who did create your computer in the first place. If you can't find drivers for your OEM, then you shouldn't daily drive Windows 7. The only reason I was able to is because I did. Most importantly, I want to thank you guys for 100 subscribers. I did not expect to blow up and get so many comments. You guys are amazing. If you guys truly want more videos like this, I'll keep going. I also want to thank you guys for the many positive comments you guys gave me saying I was underrated and all. I've never really expected to make it this far, especially just uploading one video about an operating system, but it just comes to show all the random stuff you can go viral for. But regardless guys, thank you so much and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.